Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about a recent world news article focusing on humanitarian crisis caused by the drought in Somalia. The article comes from AP News and discusses how ongoing drought and water scarcity have placed millions of people at risk for extreme hunger. I chose the article because it directly connects two topics that we discussed in class, such as culture, environmental stress, and global inequality. The article explains that Somalia is experiencing one of the worst droughts in years. Due to climate change, the lack of rainfall, water sources are drying up, crops are failing, and livestock are dying. As a result, food prices have increased, and many families no longer have reliable access to food or clean water. The United Nations warns that the situation is worsening and can lead to a widespread if conditions don't improve. One of the most alarming points in the article is that about 6.5 million people in Somalia are expected to face crisis level hunger. Nearly 2 million children under the age of 5 are at risk for malnutrition, with many experiencing severe health complications. The article also highlights that humanitarian aid programs are being reduced because of funding shortages and making the situation even more dangerous. The crisis has a major impact on Somali culture. Traditionally, many Somali communities rely on farming, meaning that livestock and agriculture are essential to their daily life, identity, and survival. When droughts kill animals and crops, it doesn't affect food, or just affect food. It disrupts traditions, livelihoods, and community structures that have existed for generations. Water scarcity also affects social rules. Women and children often have to walk longer distances to find water, which limits access to education and increases physical risk. Because resources are disappearing, many families are forced to leave their homes, breaking long-standing community bonds and weakening cultural continuity. So why it matters. So although the article focuses just on Somalia, the importance goes way further than just their one culture. Drought and water scarcity are global issues linked to climate change, affecting countries in Africa, Middle East, Europe, and even in the US. Food shortages in one region can raise global food prices and increase migration and political instability. The article reminds us that environmental problems are not isolated. They have a worldwide economic, social, and cultural consequences. So, in conclusion, the article shows how environmental challenges like drought can threaten not only survival but also cultural traditions and ways of life. Somalia's crisis highlights the connection between climate change, culture, and global responsibility. Understanding stories like this help us better understand how interconnected the world is and why global cooperation is essential in addressing these issues. Thank you guys for listening, and I hope you enjoyed. Have a great day.